So, mindfulness applied to relationships can be very powerful for us. In fact, one of the things it'll offer is mindful communication, enhancing empathy and communication. I'm sorry, and connection. Um, it can also be very powerful in terms of our personal growth, which will bring with it a benefit in our relationships as well. So, let's begin with mindful communication. Mindful communication fosters deeper connections and reduces misunderstandings in relationships. It also reduces something I like to refer to as empathic failures, which we'll break down a little bit further. In mindful communication, we can practice active listening by fully focusing on our speaker without interrupting or planning our response. And a benefit of that is we really hear our partner differently, and our partner feels seen and heard and understood. We can also use I statements to express our own thoughts and feelings clearly and non judgmentally. This can reduce the potential for defensiveness, conflict, and also allow ourselves to be better heard and understood. Let's move into enhancing empathy and connection with mindfulness in relationships. One of the things I shared earlier in our course is that our mindfulness practice can deepen compassion, which will facilitate deepening empathy. And that will also facilitate deepening connection. And so, enhancing empathy and connection through mindfulness improves relationship satisfaction and emotional intimacy. We can use loving kindness meditation to cultivate empathy and compassion for others as well as ourselves. In addition, practicing perspective taking by imagining how others might feel in a given situation is something we can foster through the practice of mindful awareness. Give these a try and take notice of the empathy and connection that you're experiencing throughout different relationships in your life. As we continue forward, we're going to look at mindfulness for personal growth. All right, we begin our mindfulness for personal growth with setting mindful intentions. Setting mindful intentions helps us live a more purposeful and fulfilling life that's aligned with our values. How we go about this is by reflecting on what matters most to us and setting intentions that align with our values. I've included a values exploration sheet for you below. With this, we can use mindfulness practices to stay connected to our intentions, therefore guiding our actions. And so we're living a life that's aligned with what matters most to us. And we can do that on a consistent, ongoing basis. Some things might get in the way. So, next, we'll talk about overcoming limiting beliefs and patterns. Overcoming limiting beliefs through mindfulness empowers us to embrace change and personal development. Our growth and evolution will be ongoing. We can begin by identifying and challenging negative self beliefs through our mindful awareness and self compassion. Remember, those are the groundworks for a mindful practice. Now, we can next practice reframing techniques to view challenges as opportunities for growth. How we sustain our practice is what follows next. Consistency in mindfulness practice ensures lasting benefits and ongoing personal growth. And I know consistency can feel challenging for many, but we do know that there are cumulative benefits. And remember our myths from earlier. We don't have to sit in formal meditation all day to gain the benefits. So let's talk about developing a consistent practice. I recommend scheduling regular mindfulness sessions and treat them as essential appointments. They can be short to make them more accessible and sustainable for you. You can also use mindfulness apps or join a meditation group or workshop for support and accountability. You can also enroll in courses to keep going with the practice for yourself. In fact, finding community and support is so crucial in this practice that I'll talk a bit more about it next. Finding community and support is a key part of sustaining your practice in mindfulness. Connecting with a mindfulness community provides support, encouragement, and new insights for your journey. So consider joining a local or online mindfulness group to share your experiences and to learn from others. You can also attend mindfulness workshops, retreats, or courses to deepen your practice. In fact, that's one of the most rewarding aspects of the more advanced courses, workshops, and retreats that I offer in mindfulness. I find it so incredibly powerful and transformative as participants deepen each other's knowledge base and offer support for each other. I invite you to brainstorm a couple of the communities that you can think of in your area or in your virtual area, or maybe consider starting one of your own.